Hello everybody and welcome to my F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. We are now at round 8. This is Spa for the Belgian Grand Prix. And unlike the complete farce that we witnessed last weekend, we will actually see a Grand Prix here. Yeah, just a quick thing on what we actually witnessed there. It was just a mess, wasn't it? Like, it just seemed that nobody knew what was going on. As I did there, apparently. I didn't seem to know what part of the circuit I wanted to drive. As well as that, it seemed to be that the stewards seemed to forget half their rules half the time. So I think I'm glad that there is a reviewing of the rules and that they're looking at them so that something like this doesn't happen again, because it was just a royal mess. The question I asked myself, and I know it's a stupid question, but why is there not the opportunity or system in place to run the race the following day? Like, IndyCar does it, NASCAR does it. You know, you see a lot of racing series that have the way to make it happen. Now, I know a lot of people are going to angrily caps lock and be like, well, it's the logistics of it, you can't get the marshals. But why can't we? You know, why are there not these systems in place? It's a valid question, and I feel it's one that needs asking. But anyway, we get through Q1, we do quite well in Q2, and in the end, we are 12th on the grid.
We're in Belgium once again for today's round of the Formula One World Championship. It's a race the great Ayrton Senna won 6 times, and in 2019, Charles Leclerc became the first driver to take their maiden win here since Michael Schumacher in 1992. So here we are once again, ready to go racing through the Ardennes Forest. 4.35 miles of long straights, fast corners, and massive elevation changes. It makes this not only one of the most exciting circuits on the calendar, but one that makes for some consistently high-quality racing as well. Simply put it, there really is no place quite like Spa. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's begin by discussing Daniel Ricciardo. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Sergio Perez, and Sainz, Verstappen, Vettel, Gasly, and Lance Stroll, Joker, Fernando Alonso, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Leclerc. They've taken a grid penalty. Ocon, Raikkonen, Artem Markelov, and Mick Schumacher, Russell, Latifi, Mazepin, and Yuki Tsunoda. And with lights out just moments away,
Okay, so we're at Spa, we are on the grid, and this time, it is going to be lights out and away we go. We made a relatively decent start there. We're trying to get past both the Aston Martins off the line. Going down the inside, we might be able to nip a few positions here, but the Red Bull nearly clips us going round the La Source, and we have to really back out. But we have made up a couple of positions. We've gone from P11 to P9, but we've got an Aston Martin. Nice commentary, Joe. Nice commentary. Slow clap. Anyway, we had the Aston Martin of Stroll going down the inside of us in Eau Rouge. That was an absolutely do-or-die move by Stroll. Stunning stuff from him. And Vettel tried to get up the inside of me at the end of the Kemmel Straight, but we were able to cover him off. So we are hanging around in P10. We've still got ourselves into the top 10. Having a look around the outside of Stroll there, but that's just not happening. Stroll's got some great momentum round the corner. And we nearly hit the corner with no names wall, which is a wall that I admit I have found myself in more times than I care to admit. Down Poumon and heading up to now Blanchimont to try and get any kind of momentum we can on Stroll to take P9 from him. We are really in the slipstream here. We're going to dive up the inside, and that is going to be P9. We have got the move on Stroll, but he's still hanging out down the inside of the second part of the bus stop. It's now all about the run to La Source. We've got a yellow flag. I don't know what's happened behind there. It's gone back to green, but obviously because we went to yellow, Stroll could not get past there, so That helps us maintain P9. Next up is Carlos Sainz. Stroll still all over the rear of my car though. He is not giving up on P9. And he's really just lingering on my gearbox. And I'm pushing hard to try not only catch Sainz and Gasly, but to shake off Stroll. And we find ourselves catching Sainz now on the Kemmel Straight, using everything at our disposal. Overtake and I think a dose of DRS. A dive up the inside of Sainz. He's trying to fight us around the outside of Les Combes, but we managed to get that move done. And obviously with the help of DRS and overtake, we were able to set a purple sector. Here's that move again, just diving down the inside of Sainz, leaving him only the width of a car to get through there. And he took the space, but he wasn't able to get back past us using it. Right, next up is Pierre Gasly for P7 now. And we are just catching him as we head round Blanchimont, one of the fastest parts of the circuit. Catching. But we're going to run out of straight. I'm going to have a dive up the inside though. And I'll be honest, that wasn't meant to be a dive up the inside. That was me missing my brakes and somehow managing to get it stopped just in time for a dive. But we literally had to take avoiding action, otherwise that would have been me going into Gasly, a potential front wing damage, or worse, me completely out of the race. Stroll now coming straight back at me down the Kemmel Straight. Look at the momentum that thing's got on me. Just made me look like I was standing still. That Aston Martin has got some straight line speed on it. Anyway, we're now heading round the following few corners as I'm trying to recatch Stroll and take back P7. But I tell you what, we are running some really competitive pace here, so we could be looking at a decent-ish result. I tell you who won't be looking at a decent-ish result, however, and that is Artem Markelov, our teammate, letting go in a big way. And unfortunately for him, that is his last race with us, as we do switch teammates from this race. But anyway, into the pits as our tyres were running out. The skies were darkening and I was trying to hold out the soft tyres until the rain came. But however, you know, if I'd have left them too much longer, they would have punctured. So I took a gamble to go onto the medium tyres and just take them until the rain comes. But for some reason as well, the mechanics decided that my front wing needed changing. I thought it was fine, but typically the lap I pit is the lap that the rain comes, so I made quite a big boo-boo there, sadly, and as a result, we've lost a few positions because of it. The cars are now piling in because it's raining, but at this point, I didn't think it was particularly bad. But immediately, as soon as we got to La Source, I realised that I have made a colossal boo-boo, and that the circuit was very damp and very slippery. And the entire AI were now on intermediates, and the sign that I usually wait for to switch to inters just came up at the top of the screen. DRS disabled, so I've now got a full lap of the longest circuit on the calendar to go round on the wrong tyres. And given that this was a race, I was comfortably within the points and running at a very good pace to maintain that. I've completely undone that by making not just one bad call by pitting for the medium tyres, but I made a second one by staying out this lap when the entire AI had pitted. And now look at Perez just sailing past me there. Look how slowly I'm going around the corner, and I've still got a long way back to the pit lane. And I feel like right now I've thrown away a potentially really great result. We were running and battling in 7th and 8th position, which would have been a great finish, but right now I'm struggling to get back to the pits, going very wide as we head towards Stabilo. Norris has got past me, and you're going to see Stroll just zoom past, who we were battling earlier in this race, so that just shows how badly wrong we've gone. I've gone off the circuit there, and I think at this point Giovinazzi nearly going into me there. And Ocon zooming past.
2.9 seconds.
Honestly, at this point, this was such a bad decision to make to stay out. And I've now come into the pits. But a lot of time has been lost. The damage has been done. And as a result, we are now P18 and completely out of the points. So I'm feeling completely discouraged at this moment, but I refuse to give up because I know the pace we've got as a slide wide at Eau Rouge. I know that we have got great pace round here. We were running very comfortably in the points and with very good pace, so I'm not giving up just yet as I send it up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen for P17. I'm not giving up yet, you know. I feel like we got great pace and I feel like we could still potentially grab something from this race. So we've now got past Kimi Räikkönen for 17th. Ahead of us is the battling Alonso and Tsunoda. And I tell you what, it's been a few times in this career mode now where I've seen these two going wheel to wheel. It just seems to happen so often. Right, Alonso's got round Tsunoda around the outside there. I'm now having a look for somewhere I can put my car to get ahead of Tsunoda. I'm going to brake late into La Source. I've got Tsunoda on the left. I'm now trying to get Alonso around the outside. We're going side by side on the run up to Eau Rouge, but Alonso has just about got the run on us there, and I'm not going to try that one. That would end in a horrific Eau Rouge crash, which I'm just not willing to put myself through. But I'm going to tuck back into Alonso's slipstream as he now ducks left and right to try and get past Mazepin. I'm going to try and go on the left of the pair of them here, and I'm going to hope neither of them swing into me. I've gone round the outside, but I'm been tagged by someone, and you can hear me on the headset that I forgot to turn off during this race. Apologies for that, but I was not best impressed with what happened there. So let's have a look. We're going 3 wide into Les Combes. It's not going to work. Alonso and Mazepin are banging wheels, and I'm going down the left, and they both sort of converge into me there. But I don't feel like I did anything wrong there. Look, you can see Alonso pushing Mazepin and then pushing him into me there. I don't think I really did anything wrong there. I was trying to go around the outside, and those two sort of pushed each other into me. But yeah, we're now up into P14, and I'm starting to catch Vettel and Mick Schumacher, who are 12th and 13th. So, but still running a relatively decent pace. I'm quite happy with the rhythm that I'm starting to find myself in yet again. It's a similar rhythm I had to the beginning of the race, but obviously not quite as quick because it's wet. Although having a moment there is not going to help anything. But I was starting to find my rhythm, starting to catch them, and Schumacher's now come into the pits. I'm not quite sure why. I think he might have had a little bump with Vettel up ahead. So now it's Leclerc and Vettel in 11th and 12th. As Schumacher tumbles down the field, and I'm trying so hard to keep it on the circuit at La Source, but obviously in the wetter conditions it is tougher to do so. And we are watching what I believe is a retiring Haas of Mick Schumacher, so his luck has run out now. He was running quite high up, but then he pitted, and then it just all went wrong from there. So, right, what have we got? We're now within 2.5 seconds of Leclerc and Vettel. It's lap 20 and the track is drying out, and I'm just wondering, is it worth gambling for slicks with 2 to go and having a much faster car right at the end? Look at this traffic jam I've caught up to though, and the AI are pitting, so you know what, I'm going to follow them straight in and take on a set of soft tyres to the end. And with 2 laps to go, with the track drying out and us moving on to slicks, anything can happen now, as I come out right behind Sebastian Vettel in P13, and there were some cars ahead of us that stuck it out on the slicks, and we were catching up to that big group to have a chance at being in the points again. So you know what, like I said earlier, don't rule anything out because points may still be on the table here, but we need to get past Vettel as quickly as we can, using the Kemmel straight, using the slipstream, using overtake, using DRS, diving down the inside, Vettel not having it there. So Vettel closing us off as we head towards the outside of Les Combes. And now we're going to head towards the inside of this corner. We're going to make a dive for the move, and Vettel stays on the outside. And I've never seen an overtake there before, but we have managed to pull it off. We are now up into P12, but I think we're going to make further gains from the cars that decided to stay out on the intermediate tyres as we head towards the end of the penultimate laps. And no, they pitted, so they have now pitted. And that puts us into P9, so we have points on the table, and I'm now going to try and catch Giovinazzi for P8. This is astounding. You know, after the mistakes we made in this race, you know, for me that is very encouraging of our pace that we have managed to recover to P9. but we're still trying to catch Giovinazzi, but annoyingly Vettel is now catching us on the Kemmel Straight. We're going to have to try and defend. He's got such momentum on us though. He's gone to the left. He's going to try and complete the overtake. We're going to stay on the inside, but I've hit that curb on the inside of Lake Om, the one that this game decided, nah, you touch it, you're going to go round. And we nearly completely spun out. I had to get out of that. And Vettel is now back into P9. And we are down to P10. But I'm trying to push to try and catch him so I can maybe have a dive up the inside after Blanchimont and into the last corner. It's another win for Valtteri Bottas, who's just owning this career mode at the moment. But as you can see there, Vettel is just getting too far away. But I'm hoping that maybe Giovinazzi, if he catches him, will hold him up just a little bit for us. But I don't think we got enough time left in this race. But you know what? After the race we had, I am nearly walling it there. I would be happy to take P10 and 1 point. Without the bad strategic calls we made, I do feel like, you know, we could have easily made P6, P7. But these things happen. It's all about the recovery after the bad things happen. We've managed to use the good pace we have around here to get ourselves back into P10. It is a singular point. What a recovery drive. I'm happy with that one.
Pick up rubber and bring it home.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
So not quite the result it could have been for us, but like I said, I'm really encouraged with the pace that we've shown around here. It shows that all the developments we've been making to the car, with all the upgrades we've been throwing onto it, they are starting to show. And like I said, I was just really encouraged that we were showing some really good pace there. I feel like we could have been ahead of Lance Stroll there. We could have made P6 in that race. But after everything that happened, you know, the fact that we were able to recover a point, I'm really happy about that. I'm really glad that I was able to take a point from this race. But I didn't just give up after what happened. You know, I just got back on track, pushed as hard as I could, used the pace we had to recover a point out of it. So it's better than nothing, and a good recovery drive nonetheless. And we're now still in 12th in the championship with 17 points. But yeah, let's just keep moving forwards, keep pushing forwards, and hopefully next time out in Monza we'll have another race where we've got some decent pace and we'll be able to bring back some more points. Well, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again the next time I play F1 2021 Career Mode.